What's good, TMG fam? It's your boy L, and I'm back with another reaction. How y'all feel? Welcome back to the channel. Salute. Now listen, this next video I think perfectly fits me. You know what I'm saying? It'll probably perfectly fit anybody, because I'm pretty sure everybody feels like, you know, things that they went through in their life could be turned into actual movies, like straight up movies. Like my life is a movie sometimes, I feel like, man. And that's the video we about to check out. The top 10 scary real stories that should be turned into movies, man. I'm telling you. As a matter of fact, I think for whenever we get to 500,000 subscribers, I'm gonna actually, like, you guys have been asking me personal things. And I think I'm gonna go like get a camera guy and go back to where I grew up at and like really, you know what I'm saying? Do like a biography style video for you guys, man. And do something like that. It'll be super dope. But anyway, man, real stories that should be turned into movies. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, join the family, and let's check this out.
Apparently you all like my movie ideas, so maybe I should just drop everything and become a big-time movie writer. Obviously, I'm just kidding. Hey everyone, what's going on, and welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. I'm your host, Lindsay Ivan, and today I'm bringing you the top 10 scary real stories that should be turned into movies, part 3. Starting off this countdown, we have the case of Cindy Song. Cindy Song was a 21-year-old senior at Penn State University. In 2001, on Halloween night, she disappeared and was never seen again. Now, to this day, this case still remains unsolved. So on Halloween night, Cindy returned home from a party around 4 a.m. She dropped off her bag, cell phone, and took off her false eyelashes. However, Cindy herself was nowhere to be found. So police don't know where Cindy went. Was she kidnapped or murdered? No one knows.
Now I know y'all like me, y'all like, how on a campus? You know what I mean? A campus, it should be like a camera somewhere. It didn't say whether or not she stayed in a dorm or actual apartment or whatever. So if it was an apartment, I can understand. But if she was on like a dormitory facility, man, like something should have captured her. Now, how old this story is another question. You know what I mean? Because nowadays you could find a camera anywhere. Like I just realized that the you know what I mean? The ATMs have the camera inside of them where it's paying attention to you. You know what I mean? I didn't think about it before, but I'm pretty sure I always knew that it was some type of way they could see or track just in case something happened. But yeah, man, that sucks, man. And I know her parents are like just taken aback, like heard about this.
Now, a criminal named Paul Weekly did describe a woman that matched Cindy's description, saying that he kidnapped a woman in the area who he thought was a prostitute. He then admitted to killing her and multiple others. The police did find the other bodies, but not Cindy's. They think that he just made up this story in hopes for a lesser sentence. So, here's my opinion on this case. We don't truly know if Cindy made it home safe. The friend that dropped her off didn't hang around to make sure she got inside her apartment. So someone could have kidnapped her and taken her keys to return some of her belongings. That way it looked like she did return home. Either way, this case needs to be turned into a movie. Moving on to number 9, we have the shoe in the riverbed. Now, this story surrounds two friends out on a road trip. They were headed to New Mexico when they decided to pull over near a river dam. Upon exploring the river, one of the friends recalls feeling as if they were being watched. That was when they came across a bone on the ground. It resembled a spinal cord, but they believed that it just belonged to an animal. As they continued on, they saw a weird rust-colored rock sticking out from the sand. By this rock, there was a half-buried little girl's shoe. The friend went to go kick the shoe into the river, but he heard a little girl's voice say, "No, don't, please." Then the friends found another bone. Eventually, they called the police and found out that the rust-colored rock was actually a part of a pickup truck that was carrying a man, a woman, and their daughter. But
oh my gosh, bro. Like, and we've all done that. You know what I mean? Get tired, stop, pull over, whatever the case is, man. Like even some of those like rest areas, man. I've stopped doing that because I used to be the type of person that would get tired, pull off at like a rest area, And you notice if you pull over at those rest areas, man, sometimes it be just you out there, man, and you just wide open. You're tired, you fall asleep, you leave yourself vulnerable. So I stopped doing that, man. Like, because you never know. People plot at places like that, bro. Plot at places like, just be waiting on you because they know you're tired. They know, they can get a drop on you like that. So yeah, that's crazy.
What happened? Did the family just crash off the road? Did somebody drive them off the road? This needs to be explored in a movie. Maybe the two friends go on to investigate and solve other mysterious cases while also coming in contact with ghosts. In our 8th spot, we have the White Woman. So a Connecticut couple was driving along a winding forest road one day when they encountered a pale woman in a long white gown in the middle of the road. Thankfully, they swerved out of the way and avoided her. When they looked back, she was no longer there. Upon researching the history of the town, they discovered a woman named Sarah Bishop. Sarah lived in a cave in the woods and would dress up in a long white gown only for church every Sunday. But in 1810, she passed away after freezing to death, so they encountered Sarah's ghost that day. Now, if they make this into a movie, then it should be about Sarah's life. Like, why was she living in the cave, for how long, etc. And then maybe make it a little more spooky. Maybe have her ghost haunt the town members. Who knows? Coming in at number 7, we have.
That's more like a Jason in the woods, like Jason Voorhees in the woods. People going camping. You could make that into like a really good movie. People going camping out in the woods, living in getting an Airbnb in a cabin, like I was about to do the other day. And now I don't want to do it no more. Now that I just came up with that whole movie scenario in my head, now I don't want to get the cabin I was looking like. Way to ruin this for me. Wow.
Kathy Hobbs. Now, there are a lot of people out there that have experienced premonitions. Personally, I've had dreams of stuff happening and then the next day it comes true, but nothing scary. It's just like what my mom's making for dinner or a specific worded text from my friend. Now, this woman named Kathy Hobbs had a premonition, but this time it allowed her to predict her own death. However, she sadly wasn't able to avoid it. So all throughout her life, Kathy would get premonitions of herself dying at age 16. This actually made her develop agoraphobia and she didn't want to leave her house. Shortly after her 16th birthday—
No! I wouldn't have left my house my whole year that I was 16 years old. From 15 to right the day before I turned 16 until I turned 17, I'd have been in the house. Like, this sounds like some Final Destination type stuff with the premonition and then it actually coming true. Nah, I'm not doing that. We staying in the house the whole time. A padded house. Can't nobody come visit me. Nothing. We're gonna do this year. Be just like prison.
She believed that she was no longer in danger. However, on her way back home from buying a book, she was attacked and murdered. That is extremely scary and sad. But I think they could make a movie loosely based off of Kathy's story. Like, maybe it's about a woman that can predict other people's deaths and then tries to save them before she is faced with her inevitable death. In our 6th spot, we have the sleeping sickness. So from 1917 to 1928, 500,000 people suffered from a sickness called the sleeping sickness. This caused their bodies to be in a frozen type state while their mind was still active. About a third ended up dying, and the survivors were left with limited speech and body movements. Now, what causes this is unknown, although people have theorized that it might have something to do with brain inflammation. But what's the weirdest thing about that is that it disappeared randomly and everyone was fine for years, and then it just reappeared suddenly again. So what is truly causing this? Does a higher power have control of our bodies? Or is it an illness created by the government? Someone make a movie with these theories, please. We are now at our 5th and halfway mark with the Doppelganger. Now, it's said that everyone has their own doppelganger, someone who looks eerily just like yourself. But it's said that if you meet your doppelganger, then you will be faced with bad luck. Let me know in the comments below if you have met—
Not if you kill your doppelganger. You know what I mean? You meet him, you kill him, destroy him, take him out. Then hopefully you'll be alright. Hopefully.
Your doppelganger or who your celebrity twin is. And let me know in the comments what celebrity I look like. I've gotten Caitlin Deaver, Alexis Bledel, and even Jessie Barden. Anyways, this one woman claims that she has seen a strange doppelganger version of herself in her own home. So she said that several times in the night she would see herself standing in a mirror. Her husband even said that one night he saw his wife sit up and crawl backward to the end of the bed and stand up by the door. Turns out his wife never moved and was still laying beside.
I tell you one thing, she wouldn't be my wife no more. If Queen raises up, if my old lady raises up, crawls backwards, then stands up in the bed, oh, we're done. We're done. Oh, I would think that would be a mutual thing. Like we both should understand why we're parting ways at that point. Like I'm done with it. No. You're not finna pull no exorcist type stuff with me and then expect me to just continue the relationship like it's all peachy. Not happening.
Beside him. So who is this version of herself that she is seeing? Is it herself from another universe? Her evil doppelganger? Or a ghost trying to embody her? In our fourth spot, we have the blackbirds. So on New Year's Eve in 2010 in Arkansas, 5,000 blackbirds started behaving unusually. They slammed into buildings, phone poles, and trees and died instantly. People just brushed this off, saying that they were probably just spooked by the fireworks. But then it happened again next year on New Year's Eve. This time, there was a ban on fireworks and none were used. So why were so many birds dying? Well, people believe that this was a warning that the end is near. Now, before you comment down below saying, there's already a movie made, it's called The Birds by Alfred Hitchcock. Okay, I know. But I'm thinking that there should be a movie about a bunch of omens that keep warning individuals for the end of the world. The birds would...
I ain't watching it. I'm one of those type of people that don't want to see those type of movies. Like, I don't, man. I don't want to see no type of end of the world type movies, man. I can't watch it. I don't want to watch stuff like that. I don't. Who wants to, you're sick. You're sick individual that wants to sit there and watch somebody try to predict the end of time, man, and telling you different stuff and getting my anxiety out. No, I'm not doing it.
Would just be one example. Or maybe they experienced this bird omen and then there truly is an apocalypse, but no one has realized that it has happened. Slowly more signs start to show that in fact they have died from an apocalypse and are living in a different world or different reality. Moving on to number 3, we have the disappearance of Bobby Dunbar. Literally another case that I wish we had answers to. So in 1912, Bobby Dunbar went missing while on a trip to Swayze Lake. He was missing for 8 months until they found Bobby traveling with his kidnapper. Or so they thought it was Bobby. The kidnapper said that the boy's name was Bruce Anderson, but police ignored that and returned this boy to the family. But even the Dunbars didn't recognize their son. They said his eyes were too small and Bobby didn't even recognize his brothers. But after seeing the boy's birthmarks and scars, they were convinced that it was their missing son. That was until a mother showed up claiming that it was her son Bruce and not Bobby. But the mother wasn't able to identify her son in the lineup, so the boy remained with the Dunbars.
Wait, what? And I know they don't have the technology that we have today to instantly identify, you know what I mean? Whose child that would be. DNA tests and all that type of stuff like that. Maury Povich wasn't around, so he couldn't do you are the father or you're not the father. You know, but that's crazy. No, that's not your child. We're taking him back here. We don't recognize him, but hey, he has birthmarks, so hey, we're gonna keep him. No, a woman shows up. That's my child. Hold on, wait a second. What are we doing right now? This kid is just getting passed along. Like, what? That would be a dope movie though.
Way down the line when Bobby was growing up, they took DNA tests. Turns out he was actually Bruce Anderson, and that their true son Bobby was still missing. Now, the movie The Changeling is sort of like this.
So you took that child from his family, thinking that he was the kid that was missing, and that wasn't the case. Could you imagine being a family, your child is being stripped from you over a case of mistaken identity? Your child that you as a woman, you gave birth and labor to. What?
but it covers a completely different real-life case. I think for this movie, they just need to explore this particular case. In our second spot, we have the Soder Children. I wish that someone would get on solving these cases because I need answers, especially for this next one. So in West Virginia on Christmas Eve, George and Jenny Soder's home was burned down. Now, they had all 10 of their children in the home at the time of the fire. However, only 5 made it out. The other 5 seem to have disappeared without a trace. They don't believe that they perished in the fire because no evidence to this was found. Now, here's where it gets more strange. Apparently, a woman claimed to have seen the 5 children watching their house burn from a passing car. Then another woman claims she saw the children at a hotel a week after the fire, accompanied by 4 strangers. So, were the 5 kids kidnapped? Who knows?
And the fire was probably a distraction so they could be kidnapped. That could be the case.
But I need a movie made. And in our number 1 spot, we have Friends to the End.
Friends to the End. What does that make y'all think of? That movie's already been made, and that's called Child's Play. You know, Chucky, Friends to the End, yeah.
So in Arkansas in the 1980s, 2 friends, Don Henry, age 16, and Kevin Ives, age 17, decided to go illegally hunting. Basically, they planned on spotlighting, which is when you shine a light in the animal's eyes, causing them to freeze, and then the other individual shoots them. So they set out on August 22nd in the evening near the train tracks that were behind Henry's home. However, hours later, their bodies were found resting on the train tracks and were run over by a train. Now, their deaths were ultimately thought to be from the train running them over. The coroner originally stated that they were asleep on the tracks after smoking 20 or more marijuana cigarettes. Yeah, okay.
What?
That's hard to believe. But eventually they found out that one of the boys was already dead and the other was unconscious before the train ran them over. However, no one knows who killed these teens or why. All that we're left with is speculation. So one man came forward and said that the teens witnessed a drug drop in the area and were killed as a result. But no one knows if these claims are true. Although we don't fully know what happened that night, I would love a movie from these boys' perspectives. And that's all for today's video.
Talk about being in the wrong place at the wrong time to witness a drug deal. Imagine that. Imagine you was alive when Pablo Escobar was around and he was doing his business and he was doing a deal and you saw it. You happened to be just trying to go hunting. You out in the woods and you stumble upon Pablo Escobar. Wrong place, wrong time. Wrong place, wrong time. Talk about somebody who would be trying to talk himself out of that. I probably never come up with. I'd be talking 1,000,000 words per minute. Yo, Pablo. Just hear me out real quick. Hear me out real quick. I can't even see. I just know that smell. You have a certain unique smell about yourself. I know that's you because of your smell, but me here can't see anything. Look, don't know where I'm at. Just out in the woods trying to figure it out. Like, I be trying to come up with anything, man. Definitely. But listen, man, y'all get at me in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Top 10 scary real stories that should be turned into movies, man. What do y'all think? Y'all know some stories? Leave them in the comment section, man. Leave a like, share the video, and subscribe. And stick around and stay tuned to the next reaction of my peace. Y'all stay solid. Hey.